What's up? What's up? What's up? We are back on GraveYard shift with Desyple Nite. See, we already gonna have a fucked up night with Desyple Nite. Hold on.
AKA Dusty and Dirt.
Yeah, AKA Dusty and Dirt. Let me get my motherfucking headphones so we don't be echoing and shit.
I'm sounding okay.
Yeah, you sound fine. At least you do to me.
Well, I mean, you're clear with me, so.
Well, that's all that matters. What is good with everybody? Remember, like, share, subscribe. Remember, we do this every Friday at 11 o'clock on GraveYard Shift. And go ahead, tell them what the subject for tonight is while I share this.
All right, so tonight we got how life changed from before the pandemic to after the pandemic. How did life change for you? Like what? Because I just read an article, about, this woman was out, doing all this stuff before the pandemic, and she was living a full, productive life, and then, after the pandemic, we were all on lockdown, and
it just
couldn't break that lockdown cycle.
And just switched everything up. My fault, I'm posting like I always do.
And now that everything is trying to get back to semi-normal, I mean, that's what I can call it, at least.
Then they talking about a shutdown again.
Yeah. So I mean, it's making it's definitely affected people's lives, and it's making life a little more difficult for people.
I agree to that. I mean, some people are capitalizing off of it.
I mean, some people are, but for the majority of the masses, it's, we're having a hard time getting back to socializing and being out and about and, doing various things that we did, a year before the pandemic. You know what I mean?
It's the year page.
Say what?
I said I was going to post it to your page, where you can find it and post it.
I can't.
You can't?
I don't know where it is.
Oh, never mind. I found you. I found you. Sometimes I'll be trying to tag you and it'll be like, fuck you.
Yeah, well, it does that.
Well, yeah,
I'm sharing it to my news feed.
Remember, like, share, subscribe. I know I say that a lot because I want you to fucking do it. And get in the comments and let us know what you think. Remember, we want your guys' opinions too, not just ours. I thought I put that comment up there, but if not, I did now. What's up?
What up, everybody?
And remember, we will be at the Fair with the Asling photo booth this week, so come get that hot photo from the Ashtabula County Fair. Come see us.
Plan.
Yes. I don't know. I think the pandemic did a lot of things.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a vague statement there, but yeah.
Well, no, I mean, like, it didn't just, I guess you can call it changing people's life, but what I mean is, like, it changed more than people's life. It changed a lot in how the world revolves and how things go down now and, things of that nature.
Yeah, most definitely. And I went through a hard little spell there, during that lockdown.
Right.
And from going to work every day to sitting at my house 24/7, and only leaving just to go grocery shopping. And at that point, like when it first started, they had it scheduled grocery shopping. They had the elderly shop at this time, and then everybody else shops at this time, and then we close down at this time. You know what I mean? So you had to be there, just to get the stuff.
Yeah, but you gotta think, no disrespect to no company I'm about to mention, but you gotta think between DoorDash, being able to call and order your groceries at most grocery stores now and pick them up or things of that nature. Everything's going to end up where we're living in a cubicle, is how I would like to say it, in our house, and we never have to leave.
You know what? DoorDash saved my life during the pandemic. Like DoorDash straight up saved
No,
my
I
life.
wasn't saying not bad about them, but
DoorDash, Grubhub, all them food delivery places, because some food places stayed open, and I swear to God, them the real heroes. Them's the real heroes right there.
no, I get it. I know some people did DoorDash.
Yeah, I mean, but that literally saved my life, like during the pandemic. You know what I mean? Like, because when you couldn't get to the grocery store, and at that time, they were giving out crazy amounts of unemployment. You know what I mean? So you're just sitting on money. Like you're literally just sitting on money.
Or ordering shit off Amazon, so that blew up.
Yeah, and that I did a lot of that too. You know what I mean?
A
Like,
lot
I
of
was
people
sitting here.
did. Well, you gotta have them creature comforts if you gotta be stuck in the house all the time.
Yeah, I was getting stuff on Amazon. I was Grubhubbing it and
Right,
DoorDashing it, and you know those rare occasions when I did get out and grocery shop, and just for the essentials, you
right.
know it reminded me of the zombie apocalypse.
Now, when I go in the store now, it reminds me of that. Like Walmart is so much emptier. You go
Yeah,
to shelves and shelves are empty, and then most checkouts are self checkouts, and
yeah,
everything's moved and more
like
spacier now. It's almost like that place is a warehouse now.
yeah, that's what it's seeming like. And I just went grocery shopping today, and I mean, like there's stuff missing off the shelves,
Yeah,
like lots of stuff
motherfuckers
I
better
buy.
learn how to grow their food and all that shit. We might fuck around being the Great Depression again.
Hey man, my backyard is full of food.
Hey, I'm a hood Billy, so I'm good on
I,
both
like
sides.
we done categorized every plant
Take
in
me
my
a chicken
backyard.
by the neck and pluck them
That
feathers.
traumatized me as a child.
What, seeing
Okay,
that?
I just had flashbacks. I just had flashbacks
Hey,
of that.
we used to
Look,
raise
man,
chickens.
my great grandmother. We lived out in Jefferson. My great grandmother lived right next door to us, right? And
Dude was
you
ringing them
know,
up.
like I mean, she had the chickens, she had the cows and the horse, and had the whole little farm there going, right?
Right.
And she, we got hungry one day. It was like, great grandma, what we gonna eat? She's like, oh, don't worry, I'll fry you up some chicken. She didn't have no chicken. You
Yes,
know,
you
she
did.
she ran. My great grandma was old. She ran out there, ran down a chicken.
Yeah,
Chickens is quick. She
yeah.
ran down that chicken, grabbed that joint by his neck, and swoop.
Come in, plucked the feathers, went to town, cut his head off
The chicken ran for a good 5 minutes, man.
with his head gone. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
just ran. I was traumatized.
Did you eat the chicken?
I didn't eat chicken for a while, bro.
Did you eat that chicken though?
No, I didn't. I didn't eat chicken for a while. Like I was traumatized. Like I seen that. I went back to my house.
That's
I, I,
funny.
I told my mom, I was like, great grandma just killed a chicken in front of me. And it was running around with his head off.
That's hilarious.
I
That's
was
super
little, man.
funny.
Like I was like 5 or 6.
Right.
That shit traumatized me. What? I'm tired. All right, lay down right there. Daddy will carry you upstairs.
Oh, Daddy Dre.
Oh, Mr.
Oh,
Baby Talk.
a goo goo
Baby Talk
gaga.
gangster over here.
Nana boo boo gaga.
Yeah.
I got one in the next room to me I keep listening to with my other good air.
Yeah, but
Might be in here rocking her, bring her in here in a minute if she wake up. But I work
yeah,
around it.
they all on the show.
Hmm.
They all on the show.
It's Family Incorporated.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time.
Right.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
no. I mean, studios, I look at a lot of things that got fucked up that are going to get hurt again because a lot of businesses can thrive, especially when it comes to supply and demand, like Amazon or things of the nature, like
oh, Amazon blew up big time.
things of the nature like fast food and grocery stores because they can deliver or have Grubhub or somebody do that. But like I said, at the same time, I think it's a little scary too because it's going to turn into, like I said, where you literally won't have to leave the house for nothing.
Well, it's pretty much like that now.
Right.
Like I could have Walmart deliver my groceries.
And I like driving my cars and bikes and things like that.
You know what's really weird to me, and this is odd as odd can be to me. You cannot go into McDonald's, you cannot go into Burger King, you cannot go into Wendy's. Still,
No.
you can't go into order.
Yeah, I know.
Like that's
But you can if they would open it up.
yeah,
But they won't open
but you
it up.
can't.
You
But
know
you can't.
why? Because they make more money with the drive-through.
They do.
They force everybody through the drive-through. It's a business
Look,
move. Capitalizing on the
look. Wendy's
demic.
had a line out the door.
All the
2
fast
days
food
ago, right?
places, Dunkin'
Yeah, right.
Donuts, all of them. We won't pay
Yeah.
for these sponsors mentioned too. No.
Hey, if you want to sponsor, we'll mention you all day.
Right.
But look, Wendy's had this line out the door, right? And there was an old couple like a few cars back from me, like it's like 3, 4 cars back, right?
Right.
They were fed up with the line.
Right.
They parked their car right there and got out and said, "Screw this, we're going in." They went in, they got kicked right out.
So that didn't work out for them.
Wendy's kicked them straight out. It's crazy.
It's different. It's definitely different. And I get a lot of weird looks because, you got, well, kind of like it mentioned in the topic up above, the whole mask on, mask off thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a
No,
lot of,
personally, I don't mind the mask. I don't.
I don't like
And
it
yeah, I
because
know.
it makes me claustrophobic.
I know, but me and you were talking the other day, and we pretty much said it's become a fashion statement now.
Well, yeah, I see people
Like
walking
you seen the dude walking down the road, with the mask on.
all by his lonesome.
Yeah, like it's become a fashion statement.
Or
Like
how many Gucci masks are out there, or Louis Vuitton.
the ballers, scoop them up. That's how they do it. But I
Oh,
don't know, man. Like that shit's crazy.
some off subject shit though.
Hmm.
Dipshit. I mean, Dipset should have stayed home that night on
Yeah,
a
they
music
really should
tip
have. They
and
really
that
should have.
and that not even knowing their lyrics and having backing vocals because Jada alone about shitted on all of them.
Yeah, Jada carried that the whole show. But they have a good stage presence and a good performance background. You know what I mean?
Their music didn't age well.
Who Dipsets?
Yeah,
But it's Dipset. You would have thought they would came with some heat. And Dipset got some tracks. You would have thought they would have came with some heat, man. But Jada was laying it down.
no.
Like Jada was.
Let's be
bodying them.
real. Jada, yeah, he shitted on all of them.
Yeah, Jada was bodying them, which is crazy, you know what I mean? But
He didn't even need the other two part of the locks, but it just made a better show.
you know what's funny? When I heard about that versus, I was like, man, Dipset got this. Dipset got this all day because they got bangers. Boy, was I wrong. Like
They didn't even know half their
wrong.
lyrics. They weren't even singing half the time.
And Jada got that New York vibe, and he was talking bad shit about him. He was like, "I'm from New York. I live here right now. You know what I mean? I ain't living out in Miami. I ain't down in Colorado. I ain't this. I ain't that.
Right.
You know what I mean?" He was like, "I'm in New York. Come see me." And I mean, you gonna talk shit like that, man? Like you talking big money shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, he did body that. Like the whole performance, he bodied it. Shit's crazy.
I don't know why that popped in my head off subject of the pandemic, but
Well, I mean, I feel it though.
I had to spit that out there.
It's wild.
Salute to
Hey, we got
Jada.
people in here.
Salute to Jada.
Hey, you people that are here, say something.
Tell us how the pandemic has affected your life.
Yeah, like what changes has it put you through?
Because they shut us down again, me and Dre's life gonna be affected again.
You know, if they shut us down again, I mean, this is what we be doing.
It's
I,
gonna
I
be
had to.
all online. We
Yeah,
got
I say
online
because
backups for when the company can't work.
we do, we do. You know, but I mean,
But it's still a shitty situation, like not allowing people in your studios, things
plus
of that
side,
nature.
plus side, we got this. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, we still
The,
got
the show, the
contact. We
show,
still got,
this show came out of the pandemic.
yeah, it's what
We
brought
were on
this show
lockdown when we
about.
started this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, so shout out to the pandemic. You did one good one.
I mean, we had nothing better to do at the time. You know what I mean?
True.
Like,
Very
but
true.
now we're busy out the ass.
Remember, like, share, subscribe, getting them comments. Remember, we'll
Yeah,
be
like,
at the Ashtabula County Fair the 10th to the 15th with
Jefferson
a
Fair,
photo booth.
Ashtabula Fair, whatever
Ashtabula
fair.
County, Jefferson Fair.
Get that place.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Shout out to Aslan. We'll be there.
Oh man. Oh man. What else? What else happened during the pandemic? Man, I was balling out of control during the pandemic.
He said I'm balling out of control.
Like literally, I was, and this is a lot of people, man. Like a lot of people just they had nothing to do with that money. Like my bills was paid, everything was good,
They should have
but
stacked it.
yeah, I know, but I did have stacks, man. I had stacks on stacks. You know what I mean? Like, and what do you do with that money, man? Like, Amazon was my best friend, like straight
Feel it.
up. Like, Amazon was my best friend. Like, I bought computers. You know,
He
I'm
said
up here, computers, multiple.
government gonna come for your ass.
Right, I got multiple PCs. You know what I mean? Like, I bought computers.
I brushed up
I
on a
bought.
lot of skills, like a lot of stuff
Yeah,
I
so
was
did I.
working on. I taught myself, like I took the downtime to teach myself a few more things in the fields that I work in and things like that.
Yeah.
I
I
got a
mean, I
lot of
brushed.
my housework done. I could say that, like my remodeling and
What
stuff
up,
like
Johnny?
that.
Kept
I did. I
everything
kept
just in
everything.
case they want it back.
Yes, sir. That's smart. Or find a
Yeah, I
good
feel it.
investment.
I feel it.
Yeah.
I was talking about the unemployment though. You know what I mean? Like,
I couldn't claim my past job and get unemployment. I didn't pay into the taxes.
I'm done with you. I'm done with you.
Ah, I'm done.
But I mean, coming from the workforce, man, there was a lot of people just balling. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. A lot of people did that fuck shit though and got caught up, made up fake
yeah,
businesses and shit
yeah,
like that. That's
which
something
is
that came out of the
they hit that
pandemic.
they hit that first PPE loan.
Yeah, they should have kept that money for the motherfucking for their lawyers.
Right. That shit's crazy
Oh
though, man. Like,
shit.
I can't believe that shit. How many people got busted for that?
I mean, I ain't knocking the hustle, but damn, you should have had a backup plan too. You should have known the government wasn't giving you something for nothing.
No, see what should have happened was, all right, you said you had a business, you should have started that
You should have
business.
started that business. Nah, they was out here acting like they was ballers and shit.
Like, there's a bunch of memes and skits on Facebook about
Shout out to you, stupid motherfuckers, for living the life. Hey, at least hey, you only live once, right?
that's crazy, man. In Ashtabula alone, remember there was that big list of
Yeah, all them
all the
names.
people,
Yeah.
all the people that got caught with
Fucking
that.
weird ass business names. It made no sense, like Cato. Shit
Yeah,
like that.
like that was crazy, man. But I mean, that's that's what the pandemic did. You know what I mean? Like, and they're just handing out free fucking money, man. Like, what do you expect people to do? You
That's
know,
how they gonna get people to depend on the government.
yeah, probably, but I mean,
They're like,
you're handing
here.
out stacks and stacks of cash, man. Like
They're like,
that's
here,
ridiculous,
piece candy, little kid.
right?
And then they're gonna be like, oh, you owe us now.
I don't know, man, but that was some wild shit, man. Like, they did a lot. I was online gaming, and
See, I didn't do that. It's funny because I gamed my whole life, and then like since the pandemic started, I pretty much quit gaming. I don't play shit.
But all right, I was playing a lot of MMOs, right?
Right.
And you know, one day, during the pandemic, I'm inside the MMO and I'm inside the game, and everybody's in the central meeting place, right?
Right.
And we're all talking, and like, we're just talking about how the pandemic, we're just sitting in a group with our game avatars, talking about the pandemic and like
Right.
what went on, and what we're doing, and you know what we were doing before the pandemic. Like that was the weirdest game experience I've ever had.
Let's talk about
You
how it's
know,
gonna have to be on our ID or a passport to do anything.
right? That's crazy.
That's that C munism.
Yeah,
I'm not
we
gonna
ain't
say
saying
it. I don't want to get banned, but
yeah we ain't saying that word.
just
Hey,
like the
keep it not my
vaxer,
light down, man.
just like the vaxer, no vax, it should be a choice.
Yeah, yes, it definitely should.
Oh yeah,
It
and
definitely
shout
should.
out to Ezwood Football and Cheer too for having us. I forgot to mention that. Be on
Oh
the
yeah, we
lookout for
finished that job.
they promo videos coming
Oh yeah,
soon.
we just
Edgewood
finished
High
shooting for that.
School. Yeah, we did that shot. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like Johnny said. I've been if I get a little extra money, I stack it up just in case something crazy happens again.
I sat on a lot of that money. I did. Like even like I had money when we started opening back up. I had a substantial amount of cash when we opened back up
Right,
when we started to. So I mean that saved me for a few months. You know what I mean?
right.
Because some shit went down.
Yeah, work situations and all
Yeah.
that shit.
So but I was pretty good for a few months. Just sitting on that money. Like when we had the shop. I mean I was still sitting on you know kind of okay chunk of change.
Right. Yeah, I
You know what I
was
mean? But
too.
it kind of ran out and went dry there, and
Yeah.
then all that shit happened with the shop, and
Yeah, yeah. No, I get
like
that. Cause
yeah,
I'm okay, but I could be better.
oh yeah, most definitely,
Like there's some things I want to take care of that I might not. It's life's more about decisions right now. Put it that way.
right, most definitely.
What's more important and things of
I
that
didn't
nature.
take that child tax credit. Throw that. Said, oh stop. I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the business.
And they
Taking
upped
the
that
child tax
now.
credit.
Didn't they say you can get it now and they upped it? Like it's like
Yes.
1200 a kid or some crazy shit.
No, it's higher than that.
1800 some shit.
Yeah, something like that. But you get a substantial amount of dough for that.
Yeah. But then it comes out your taxes at the end of the year or something, don't it?
Yep.
Or something
Yep.
weird.
No, well, that's how I perceived it.
It's like they trying to get everybody to ball out and then suffer and yeah, they trying to
You know,
control people.
what's funny? Looking at the people that did ball out, and I'm trying to get my lighting right, man. Like this goofy right now, but the people that balled out on Facebook and that they were
Flashing
doing
shit.
just out buying a bunch of dumb shit, and
Right.
you see them now, they're broke and busted now.
And selling all that shit.
Yeah, and like I be on Facebook Marketplace, and people buy some high end shit, and you see it all on Marketplace now.
Hey, but sometimes I like them people because you can get that new shit half off.
Yeah,
But
and that's kind of dope. You know what I mean? Like I be on there looking at cameras and stuff, and
yeah,
you get some high end cameras for like
yeah.
$150. Them $700-800 cameras.
Way cheaper than what the regular price is. He said for me it breaks down at 550 a month, but if you didn't get it, you can get it all with your taxes when you file.
Oh, that's what's up. That ain't
Yeah.
too bad.
Nah, but I'm taking it. You still lose it at the end of the year.
Well, if you didn't take it, I mean, it
Well,
goes
yeah,
back to
if
you.
you
Yeah,
didn't take it, yeah, that's
and
different.
that'd be the better way to do it.
Right. Remember, like,
That'd be
share, subscribe. We do this every Friday on GraveYard Shift. Remember, get in the comments, speak your mind.
yeah, my
We
lighting
like
looks all
them
fucked up.
open
Like I look good
opinions.
on like I'm watching it on YouTube, but on Zoom it looks all messed up. My lighting,
Yeah.
but it's cool.
with Dusty and Dirt.
Dusty and dirt.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
I've heard this one and I forgot about it, and I know it's down a rabbit hole, but I don't think nobody knows the answer to this. It's a question that's been asked for a long time, and it's way to fuck on some bullshit. But it was brought to my attention today again. It's been stuck on my mind all fucking day. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
The chicken. Something had to be there to lay the egg.
Yeah, but a chicken's born from an egg.
So the egg just magically appeared.
Did the chicken just magically appear?
Apparently. You know, I mean, like that's what I'm thinking. I mean, it's the chicken.
I don't see it. I don't see it either way. Neither way makes sense.
So they appeared at the same time.
No. Chicken came from something.
All right. So what do you think came first?
I don't know, because the something could have laid the egg and then had the chicken, or the something could have had the chicken and then the chicken laid the egg.
I don't know, man. Like that's an existential question, man. Like there is no answer to that.
No, but now do you see why I be on that matrix shit? Because some things just don't make sense in life, and people are just like, fuck that, because there's no answer, so they just choose to ignore things like that.
Okay, where the fuck we come from? We
Well,
just magically appeared?
I don't know. First we evolved from fucking monkeys and shit, and then we fucking crawled up out the waters, and then we fucking come here on a common as a fucking bacteria. I don't know. We come from all kinds of shit, they said.
So we just
No
spawned
God
up
made
and
us, motherfucker, in his eyes. I shouldn't be laughing. I'm sorry, people. No disrespect to anybody. But no, I get what you're saying. That's why I question a
like
lot of
where did we
things.
come from? I mean that's the same question. Like
You know, truthfully, I have a theory that we was on Mars and we came crashing down here, and that's who they call Adam and Eve. And us crashing down here is what killed the dinosaurs and other shit. And we was like, poof, now we're gonna inhabit this place, because you could take all this water, all this shit, all this life, and if you put an atmosphere there, you could throw all this shit in the valleys where they said there used to be water and all that, blah blah blah. I think we done fucked up that planet, and everything's a cycle. So we started the cycle over with the two people that made it here and could have blew up the shit. Yeah. Rawr.
so we spawned from two people. I don't buy it.
Most of us have, yes.
Well,
So
yes, but the
uh,
whole population spawned from two
here we
people.
go down rabbit holes, man. I don't know.
I mean that's what you're saying.
We're probably some fucked up experiment. I'm just saying, I'm a see it to believe it person.
We came
That's
from apes and cavemen. Where'd the cavemen come from?
right. So is he saying the apes was fucking, or the fucking caveman was fucking the apes, and
Genetically, we're cousins. We're not compatible. Because the Germans tried to run an experiment with this shit, and
okay, I got a question for that. I got to stop you right there. So was the ape fucking the bitch, or was the man fucking the female ape? Because
both ways.
that's really concerning on either side, I guess.
Both ways. But they tried to make super soldiers, and they wanted to see if apes and humans were compatible to make a hybrid Planet of the Apes type, human hybrid.
They probably have made that already.
Yeah, I mean, you feel what I'm saying?
What
Like,
if
but
apes were like fucked up spawns off of us doing something fucked up though? That's why we have so many similar traits. Damn, we're rabbit holing it tonight.
we are rabbit holing. But I mean, genetically speaking, we're close cousins, but we can't interspecies. You know what I mean? It doesn't work that way.
Well, that's what I'm saying, motherfucker. How's we close cousins then? That means the two of us There's a good start there. Two of us had to come from somewhere close to the same place up the line genetically.
Yeah, and
The
I don't
giants.
I don't know.
Them giants.
You believe the giant theory?
But who was the giants mating with to make two different species? What do you mean believe the giant theory? I've seen a bunch of the bones and
Yeah,
researched that a
I've seen
lot.
a bunch of the bones
And they
too,
say
but
they're real.
I'm thinking Sasquatch, Bigfoot.
I don't believe in
You know,
Bigfoot. I see Bigfoot like fucking caveman. And if he was alive, I think we'd see that motherfucker. I'm not saying he never existed.
no. Here's all right. Here's my thing, man. Like, all right, I'm gonna use
What
the
if we
ocean
was
for
a
this one.
bunch of different experiments and then they fizzled ones out over thousands of years, like Bigfoot and vampires and things like that, and they're still molding us to be what
Oh
we're
man,
gonna be in the end?
all right. I've been down this one with you before. All right, the Mayans believe that the Mayans and no, it's the Mayans. It's the Mayans. The Mayans believe that we restarted 4 times. You know, like
But if that was true according to them, we would have died in what, 2000?
no, that's
That's
just the end of their. That's the end of the calendar. That's
yeah,
all that
which
is.
would mean
They're,
they
they're,
would
they're
be calculating how long before a restart, more or
yeah,
less.
the restart is they have a 369-year count, right? It goes for that long, and then once it hits that, it resets back to the beginning, and then
I
another
can't believe we
360.
died
Yeah,
and then somehow, we came back, started over, had to learn everything again. Because that leads back to that brain theory and 10% only being used and blah, blah, blah. But that's another rabbit hole.
all right. You know I like ancient Egypt shit, right? You know, all right.
Oh, this motherfucker believes in Bigfoot and motherfucking mermaids. You just want fucking mermaid, probably. So freak ass.
Well, yeah.
Ain't
I
no
mean,
fucking mermaids. Ain't no motherfucking Loch Ness monster. Ain't no Bigfoot. If so, we would have. But the ocean does concern me that we can see billions of light years into space, but they don't want to research to the bottom of the ocean. But you can take the space pressure, which leads me to believe something's in the ocean that we don't know
so
about that they know about.
the ocean has not been explored. What they said, 5%, something
That's
like that.
it.
5% of the
Yeah,
ocean has been explored.
yeah.
That's a whole lot of ocean. That's 95% of the ocean left that hasn't been explored.
But we just be floating
What's down
across
there?
there and doing
What's
shit.
down there?
Probably a whole different world, and we're their experiment up here. Remember, they did say we came out the water, and we do live in water in the womb.
We do.
So you never know. A whole new world. With mermaids. With mermaids for Johnny.
Oh man, that's funny. That is funny. But all right, back to my ancient Egypt shit, right? Some of them hieroglyphs, depict electricity.
Yeah, I know what
That's
you're talking about.
electricity thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago.
Cell phones.
But before electricity was even thought about.
What about cell phones they was digging up here and there?
I mean, like that says restart to me. You know what I mean? Like
But how we restart? Like kind of like we do. We always plan for the worst. So
natural catastrophe.
how we got them bunkers and shit, and a couple of us survived. That's how we restart.
That's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? Like natural selection.
But why would it take thousands of years to get back to where we are now? Because like now we save all of the most important people for different jobs and things like that.
All right, from what was said and how the theory is presented, every 10,000 years we hit an ice age.
I don't
Okay,
see that. We about to burn up because the ice age, the polar caps is getting smaller and smaller.
I think it happens every time. And over 10,000 years is a long time.
I mean, it has been getting colder and colder over the years. Summers aren't as long
I
and
mean,
shit.
10,000 years is a long, long time. You make some ice caps, 10,000 years, that shit melts. We hit another ice age. You know what I mean? Like, and then all that shit rebuilds back up. Shit, we're due for another continental shift where everything goes back together.
I still don't explain where we come from and how we restart. Somebody got to make it through it.
Somebody has to make it through it. I mean, like, I
But a 10,000 year freezer is a motherfucker because we're only fucking what 2021 years into it.
I mean, all right. It was said that this is true. When the pyramids were being constructed, woolly mammoths were still roaming around.
Oh, so
You know,
they
that's
pulled the shit all that way.
and that's coming off that last ice age. You know what I mean? That was when everything was starting to thaw out, and that's coming off the ice age. But the mammoths were still roaming around, and you know.
But then we find them in ice.
The mammoths?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these motherfuckers lived 10,000 years.
I do believe. I mean, elephants lived a long time. I mean, they found old ass elephant skeletons that date back. You know.
Elephants are smart though.
You know they're trying to bring the mammoths back. They're breeding them with. They're injecting elephant DNA with mammoth DNA.
You do know they got a real Jurassic Park where they're trying to fuck around, right?
What?
Yeah.
you know you see that, right? Like what?
Like they ain't fucked up yet, but they're working on fucking up. They're trying.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like I don't understand.
So when your children getting swooped up by velociraptors and fucking pterodactyls and shit.
Yeah, that ain't cool. What? Well, Daddy's doing his show right now. You chill out there for a second.
Oh no.
Well, go upstairs and go to bed. It's okay. You can go upstairs and lay down.
I can't.
You can.
I cannot.
Excuse us on this small child break.
Yeah, but let me deal with my guy. You can go up there and lay down. It's okay. You want me to text Mimi and see if you can go
Oh,
lay down?
Daddy Dre.
Hold on. Let me. This you shut up, man. Nobody's talking to you. Not you.
How dare you talk to your kid like that on live?
Really?
I'm sleepy.
You're not sleepy?
What do you think the worst outcome has been from the pandemic and what the best outcome has been?
Well, the worst outcome from the pandemic?
Right.
Drug overload.
What do you mean?
I mean, when the pandemic hit, I mean, like I said, everybody was getting hard. You know what I mean? So, drug pandemic happened, and it was like crack in the 90s, man. Like,
Yeah, that's more of an epidemic, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
the government contributes a lot to that bullshit. I wouldn't call it so much pandemic, but yeah, it probably did because they said the pandemic was so rough it had.
A spike in drug use.
Well, that and they said that there was a spike in suicides and stuff like that too.
Well, yeah, you know, people were losing stuff. You know what I mean?
Suicide awareness. Y'all know they got that hotline, so you ever feeling fucked up, call them or give me a call or get in the comments here. We'll talk about it.
Like businesses, you know, were shutting down, like little mom and pop shops, and you know, big businesses, you know, were overpowering that. You know what I mean? Like, and the mom and pop shops couldn't last.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, you're gonna get, you know, some suicidal people because that's their livelihood. You know,
Yeah. But I mean, just from people, I guess I would put it being caged up alone was driving some people nuts.
Right.
Like,
yeah, that too. But you know, this is America, so you know we don't listen to.
He said America. No, we don't. We don't listen.
This America.
We're like, it's gonna kill me. Fuck you. I'm doing it anyway.
And that's pretty much how we hit the pandemic.
If it's gonna kill me, it's gonna kill me.
Literally, the whole world was on lockdown.
But
America's like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
America.
They're like, come on. We all got guns. You won't stop me? Yeah.
That's
I never
you
thought
know,
about it that way. We are fucking ignorant.
we're stubborn.
Yeah. And
We are stubborn.
very egotistical.
I wouldn't call it egotistical. I think we're overly patriotic.
We got a lot of pride.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like we're
Yeah.
overly patriotic, and you can't tell America to do shit.
No. Well, because no, we'll just blow you the fuck up. We're bullies. You gotta
You know, but
alala boom us, and we'll just be like, fuck you.
but you see, nobody wants us to come overseas right now because we didn't listen. So like, if you wanted to take a trip or something, you can't go nowhere
Fuck that
because we
shit.
didn't listen.
I'm good here in America right now.
So am I. But I mean, you feel what I'm saying, though. People
No,
travel.
yeah, I get it. It fucked up a
But
lot of
since
things on
we're
that too.
and they show what Americans are doing overseas. You know what I mean? And people are looking at that like these dumb motherfuckers. Like,
Scared to death, like, oh my god. Damn, bro.
I don't like the fact that we kind of did listen, and it took a little longer to get back open and get it back up and running.
Right.
Other places were up and running before we were.
I mean, technically, we still ain't all the way up and running. Like Vegas brought their mask mandate back, shit like
Yeah.
that. So
Well, it's Vegas. I mean, that's a big booming metropolitan, never sleeps area. You know what I
we
mean?
about to be at the fair, bro,
That's 5 days, man. Like
of a booming area
it's 5 days of a booming area, but
in the
I mean,
heat where viruses love to thrive.
well,
Sounds like a fucking horror story, but I don't give a fuck because I drank
it
out of
does.
water holes, ate fucking mud pies, was chewing on rust fucking metal, and I'm still
Yeah,
here.
I think we have a little stronger immune system
Immune
than
system,
most.
right?
Yeah,
Done
I
put
think we
whole
do.
rusty nails through my feet and hands and never
Oh,
went to the
you ain't never lied.
hospital.
Like I done messed myself up on some rusty stuff,
It was straight tugging.
and I'm still standing. You know what I mean? Like,
Dad, can do it.
Let me run to the bottom of my steps. I gotta grab this pack of cigarettes.
yep. Go ahead. I'm gonna talk to him.
Dad,
What's up?
remember when you done crying, then we might go dance and we down.
All right, we got 3 people in here. Like, what? Give me some pandemic stories. Like, what was you guys doing in the pandemic? Like, when you were on lockdown, after lockdown, right now. Like, how did it affect you? Let's get some stories in there. Yeah. Talk to me, people.
Cancer sticks.
Cancer
Keep smoking them,
sticks.
smoking them. Cancer sticks.
But you Bone Thug and Harmony in it?
Yeah, I want to be a singer when I grow up.
I feel it.
Yeah. I was thinking about being a white rapper too.
White rapper.
A poet.
I feel it.
Yeah. I want people to hear my words.
I'm telling you, man, we're gonna end up like the Amish.
What, a mafia?
No power and no nothing.
Fuck that, I know how to build. I got a generator, motherfucker. They ain't taking my power. All I need is some combustionable gases and I'm cool.
I feel it.
I'm prepared for that shit too. Because we keep having them ice storms to be fucking up Beulah for like a week straight. And all the
Are you a
hotels.
doomsdayer?
No, I'm not a doomsdayer. I'm a creature of comfort. I want my electric, my heat, and I'm
I
fine.
feel it.
Water.
I feel it. Hey, man, we survived a winter where everybody almost died.
Should have died. They don't
In a
know
house
about.
with no heat.
They don't know
nothing.
about the struggle.
We almost died.
Yeah.
Like, that was bad, homie.
Hey, the drink stayed cold.
The drink stayed cold, but we almost died. Look, it was so cold in the house, like you could see our breath
I think
in
most
the house.
I think most people would have died.
Like I don't know how
Remember
we
the ice
survived that.
storm at your crib that time?
Oh, where the wire came down?
No, yeah, no, when all the power was out for weeks and no heat and none of that shit.
Yeah,
That was cold.
We don't call me. We don't go there.
yeah, we will.
What do you say you
See,
gotta
had a
calm
normal
down?
life, went to work, came home, had kids run after, kept me busy. See, he was working through the pandemic.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
I was plotting and planning.
hey, them was some good plots and plans
Yeah, they was. They turned out to work out okay.
for the most part. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We in some shit right now.
right, right.
Into some shit right now, I should say. Hey, I
Yeah,
mean that's cool though. I mean that you were working through the pandemic. I mean,
yeah. A lot of
it, it's
people
it's
didn't
it's
get
it's
that
it's yeah, it's kind
chance.
of shitty, but it's cool at the same time that you got a chance to stay working,
He was what do they call them workers?
essential worker.
You was essential, fam. You need to get you an essential badge.
They should have gave badges to the
Nah,
essentials.
especially medical workers and shit
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
I mean I feel they,
They gave
you
my
know,
chick the Rona and shit, tried to get me, but I used to
you know what I
chew on
feel.
rusty buckets, so
I feel that during that time period when we were on lockdown and the nurses was in there dealing with the ICU and new cases coming in this and that. They was handing out money left and right. I think them nurses and doctors and the hospitals should have got a pay raise for that. You know what I mean? You're dealing with a national, worldwide crisis.
I know a lot of people didn't get their hazard paid when they were supposed to too.
I mean, you feel what I'm saying though? I mean,
Hmm.
that's you're in a high risk environment.
Yeah,
And some of them nurses didn't have proper PPE and they didn't have the equipment that they needed and
right.
that's a stressful, scary environment to be in, when you're dealing with a pandemic. I was worried about my sister. My sister's in the, nursing field,
Yeah,
she's a traveling nurse.
but that's how my old lady is. She worked through all of it
You know what I mean? And
and got
she's
burnt
out,
right at the end after it was over with.
she's out, she was
Goddamn
in
Rona.
Nevada, she was in, I think she went to Colorado, she was in California, and she's dealing with all this shit and you know, that's some scary shit, man. Like,
No, it is. I
you know,
agree, and it takes toll on your mind, let alone your body. Like that's a mental fuck too, because it's like a silent. You don't know if you are or you aren't gonna catch
yeah.
something. Like, and
And
and it's
and
something new, and there's no research much on it, and things of that nature. Yeah, fuck
and
it.
the messed up thing is, you could carry the virus and have no symptoms.
Yeah,
You
I
know
never
that's
caught it. That's the weird thing, and I slept with my chick the whole time.
and I never caught it either.
My
You know what I mean?
daughter
Like
never caught it. None of that shit. And we slept in the same bed.
my mom had it, and we went over there. I think I told this story. We went over, to see her for her birthday, and she had the Rona, but she didn't know she had the Rona.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we're sitting there, we're having a good time with her, and she's like, I just been feeling a little under the weather, this and that, blah blah blah. And next day, she goes and gets tested and
Had the Rona.
had the Rona.
That's how it happened over here
Everybody in the
too.
house had to go back on quarantine. But nobody in the house caught it, and we didn't catch it, and we were all good. Like that's crazy.
The fucker sent me a message said what video and client. I said, huh?
Who sent you a message?
Some random person. They be asking me weird shit on Facebook, bro.
What video and what client? Edgewood video.
I don't
Uh,
know what they're even asking me. Did they want to see some work?
Probably.
Oh,
You know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to the essential workers though during the pandemic. That's some top notch shit. I mean, like we were talking about the fast food workers, but I mean, I was joking about like how they the heroes, man. Like, but in all honesty, the nurses and doctors that had to work in the pandemic and the hospitals not shutting down and shit. That's they some troopers.
Oh
Gave
yeah.
it to my wife. She was in bed for 2 weeks, bro. Sick. She tested and had it, but never got sick. See, that's how a lot of people were. That a lot of people were like that. Their spouses got it, or their sibling got it, or some family member got it, and nobody else got it.
Right.
But when the pandemic first started, when we caught wind of it in January 2020, a lot of people that I was working with got sick, and we were thinking, all right, it's a flu. I got the shit, and I'm thinking it's a
Right.
flu. You know what I mean? And everybody was out for a little bit, and we came back and we were good to go. You know what I
Sorry.
mean? And
I'm
yeah,
with you though.
no, you're cool.
That was
But
business. I ain't passing no business.
yeah, I feel it. But you know what I mean? Like during that time period, and it just hit over here. You know what I mean? Like in that January, just hit over here, and we weren't aware that it was, the Rona. You know what I mean? And
Right. Didn't know what it was.
yeah, didn't know what it was. It's flu-like symptoms. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I got sick. People I was working with got sick. You know what I mean? And look, I remember this like it was yesterday. Because I got to thinking about it. After the fact.
Right.
All right, I'm working with my dude Juan, right? And we're just working on the press, and he's like, "Oh man, I think I got the flu," and you can see he looked like shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna stick out the night, and I'll finish out, and it's all good." You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, okay, he's toughing it out. We're good.
Right.
Next day he's gone. He's gone for like a week, and a couple days later, I got sick.
So that shit
You know what I
just
mean?
started
So
to spread.
yeah, and it spread through the factory like a wildfire.
I remember
Man.
when
Like
somebody got sick, I ain't gonna mention, and then after that, my whole household got sick. I think we all had it then.
yeah, and that was
They
back in
kept telling
January or
everybody,
February.
yeah, January, they kept saying everybody had upper respiratory infections and shit like that.
Yeah, it was probably the Rona, man. Like,
Yeah.
but all right, this I got a Rona story. I got a bad Rona story for you. All right, so I'm at work, right, and we're back to work. It's a short time back to work, right?
Right.
Like we're maybe 3 months into being back to work,
Right.
and I'm working, and everything's cool, and this rumor starts going around the factory like, man, everybody in the office got the Rona. The whole front office is out,
So
right?
there's-
And we're sitting there thinking like, there's no way.
Right.
There's no way in hell that the whole office got the Rona, right? Turns out whole office got the Rona, and one person caused it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he was out for the designated quarantine time,
Right.
and people start coming back in the front office. All right, no, he wasn't out for the designated quarantine time. He came back early. He came back early off the mandated quarantine.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this cat walks out on the floor. I'm not going to mention no names, but he walks out on the floor, and he's hacking and coughing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, and he's talking to people, and he's like, hacking and coughing and stuff. And I'm like, bro, are you serious?
And this after y'all already knew.
Yeah, you done gave the whole front office the Rona, and then you want to come back like a week early and hack and cough on people? Like, what is you doing?
Yeah.
Needless to say, more people got the Rona.
I bet. Especially in a hotter environment and shit like that too.
That shit was crazy though. But
Yeah.
I mean, like, if they tell you to stay out of work, stay out of work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't do it. Don't risk it. And like I said, my mom had the Rona, and it's no joke.
Nah.
It's not.
I believe in it. I don't believe it's as deadly as they say because of the survival rate. I believe it's going to be around forever now, like the common flu or things of that nature.
You know what bothers me about the Rona? You know what bothers me about it?
What?
Everything's the Rona.
Everything.
Everything is the Rona.
There was more cases of that than anything in history the last 2 years.
Like the cold went away.
Nobody had the cold, the flu, nothing.
Nothing.
And of course it's gonna mutate. I mean, think about the flu. You got the flu, you got the bird flu, you got the swine flu, you got the shit mutates. It evolves. That's gonna happen.
But I mean,
But I do believe like people with, autoimmune and things of that nature, older people, babies without immune systems, yes, something has to be done to protect them. I do agree with that. But
all right, I work. All right, my son has an autoimmune deficiency. He has
Right.
I think I mentioned this on a couple other shows, but that worries me about him. And kids are germy in school.
Yeah, and kids
You know,
get
they're
into
just walking
everything
germ
and anything.
factories.
And they touch shit and put their hands in their mouth and all that shit.
Yeah, kids are just walking germ factories.
Chew on shit.
That worries me about my kid. You know what I mean? Like with a weakened immune system, what's the risk of him contracting it? But I think he would have got it already.
Right.
Because he did go back to actual school, during the while the pandemic was still kind of hitting.
Right.
Like right when they opened up the schools again, because we were doing the roads.
Everybody should just take their kid when they're born and when they're teeth and take them to the junkyard, let them chew on a rusty bumper for a while, and they'll be cool after. Right. Spray them down with fucking shitty water, and they'll be all right after that.
Right. I don't think it works that way anymore.
Stab them with a rusty nail one good time. After that, they'll be fine. I'm telling you, that's all the shots and shit they need.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy though.
Right.
But I don't know. My man's pretty good though. Like I'm surprised hasn't got sick. But I mean they keep him on a lot of medication though too. You know what I mean? That kind of thing prevents it.
Yeah. See, I worried about my daughter. Like she was 3 months early, but everything turned out fine. She didn't have no issues at all. And now she's like a tomboy, and I can't stop her. She don't give a fuck. She fucks herself up all day.
I think if you're born into it, it's cool.
Right.
But if you come into it like before it,
right,
you run a better risk. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if you're born into it, I think you're.
See, I think look, because I know I think about this because my woman was pregnant when she got the Rona.
That's what I'm saying.
So
and
I'm
she
like,
was born into it.
Right.
She got those antibodies.
That's what I was thinking. Like her system done built, the right defenses to not get it. So.
That's what I'm thinking.
What they call, what is it, white blood cells or whatever.
Yeah. But if you're born during the pandemic, I think you run a better chance of not contracting it.
If you were a pandemic, baby, you will be liable for compensation.
Yeah, we're gonna hear that commercial, 10 years down the road here.
I'm getting banned for that once.
Hey, it's funny, but it's the truth at the
same
time.
Right.
Or we're gonna hear this one, if you took the such and such COVID vaccine.
Yeah. Oh, we're
fucked.
Compensation. They're taking this episode now, right?
I'm just saying, man. Like,
it's gonna disappear.
Tell me I'm lying.
No, I think that about a lot of things like melatonin and things of that nature.
But
just
your
body
naturally produces that though.
Yeah, but you're fucking overdosing your endorphins more or less.
Yeah, I mean, but
you're crashing yourself. Yeah, but that's a whole nother story. Just like when we was kids, we was all different, right? We weren't all the same. Some of us were crazy, would jump off of shit. Other one of us would be like, don't do that. The other one be sitting there crying like, why'd you do that? Everybody was different.
See, I was one of those crazy daredevil kids.
Right, but my point is everybody was different, right?
Right.
I see, I have a problem with this too. Nowadays, it's all labeled something ADHD or fucking Tourette's or fucking,
Right, there's
meds for all that shit.
We had the Ritalin kids.
Not really. That was more.
No, I had some Ritalin.
That was more than once we got older, and we all know what the fuck Ritalin is. So why do we keep calling it Ritalin?
Well, I mean, that's what the fuck they called it.
Well, yeah, now we got all them rehab kids because
I mean,
that's what it turned into when they got cut off.
right.
But yeah, I don't know. I just think everything's labeled now. Everybody's doped up on something, and
I don't agree with that, man. Like,
it's a
I don't.
sheeple
No,
world.
I don't agree with that system. I should say.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
You
I
know,
don't
I
look
don't.
at
I don't.
people as different. Why do you think there's like no new inventions nowadays from anybody like people from the streets like us? Because that shit gets snatched up or you get labeled crazy and then the government does it or something like that. Like, it's a setup. There ain't no you're gonna be rich, none of that shit.
Right.
It's just foobar.
So we can't fake it till we make it.
I mean, yeah. Now, when I say rich, I mean like millions and billions. You can get millions. Millions ain't
Oh,
shit
you talking
nowadays.
old money rich?
Yeah, I'm talking about like generational rich type
Yeah,
shit.
you talking old money rich?
All that shit's gone. There ain't no more founding fathers, none of that shit. Don't get your hope up. Sorry, I broke your little heart, but unless probably maybe you sell your soul or you're piping off one of the 3,000-year-old fucking, I'm not even gonna say their names, childs and people of them natures, but yeah,
You know them rich motherfuckers trying to work on the fountain of youth, right?
they've been doing that. That
Yeah, I
ain't
know.
nothing new. Like I told you, you need to go look up what I was telling you earlier in the
Yeah,
motherfucking show.
I did a little research on that.
They haven't accomplished it yet, but they are working on it. Like they got the
That's
facility and the testing they're doing, but and they got embryos and shit of that nature. They just ain't had no success.
man. I came across something really interesting. I mean, this is off subject, but they took a animal heart, right? I think it was a pig's heart because they're kind of close to us.
Right.
But they took the heart and they cleaned out all the blood cells, all the cells in it, and cleaned out everything that says animal,
Right.
right?
They
They
put it
cleared
in
out.
a human.
They they did some shit before that. They hit it with the stem cells and
Grew a human heart.
grew a human heart. It turned it into a human heart, and it's functional. With your blood type. You know what I mean? So they match it to your blood type.
And if you had a good body and no diseases, an everlasting heart, you could live forever.
Yeah,
Damn near.
damn near. Do you want to though? But I mean, you they got mechanical hearts and shit, right?
Yeah. But that wasn't my point.
I know it's not your point, but I mean, a mechanical heart can run forever.
Until that motherfucker have a hiccup one day.
Yeah, if it has a hiccup, you're kind of fucked. But
Right.
them joints can run forever. That you're a cyborg. You're
Yeah.
a part machine.
Yeah. If something else is pumping your blood, you ain't even human no more, really. Minus, you're half human, I guess, because your brain's doing the
Yeah, I
rest.
mean, you're a cyborg.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is what I'm waiting for, and I think this is the next turn here. I'm waiting for to be able to download your consciousness.
We talked about that. I told you there's a movie about that.
Yeah.
And then they have you in like this cloud world. And you're fucking, it's like virtual reality world. And you're actually in there functioning as yourself, talking to people on the other side of the screen from the real world. But they couldn't find bodies that would upload
Compatible.
you back into and be compatible. They were exploding and shit.
Would you do it?
Yeah.
If you could download your consciousness, you do it?
Yeah, because I'm Kenneth Grow and I want them to know that I'm never going anywhere.
I mean, think about that. We could record forever.
It would be dope, though. Yeah, it would be super dope. But I don't know if eventually, if you just be like, okay, I'm tired. I've been doing this for 3,000 years. Fuck this shit.
Unplug me.
Yeah.
Unplug me.
Like.
But I mean, would you know any different? Would you know any different?
if it's towards the end of your life and you planned it, yeah, you probably would.
But would you though? I
You,
mean,
yeah,
they
because
could
it's
do some.
your, if they're downloading your conscience and things of that nature, that's basically what everything is based off of, thinking wise. So yeah, I
Yeah,
would
I mean,
think.
they could alter memories at that point. If it comes down to that, they
I
can
wouldn't
alter
want to do it
memories.
if they was gonna alter my memories, but I'm sure they get everything has premium packages where you can pick and choose which custom you want. Like,
Right.
yeah, I was heartbroken by that bitch, so when I die this time, can you erase that memory? Kind of
Right. I feel it.
like a oil change, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, or some shit. Yeah, you
You know,
get that.
I think I do it.
I would too, probably.
You know what I mean? Like,
But would it just be a database inside a database and the database that we're already in? See, if we're thinking this way already, who's to say we're not already in that?
this is a shitty simulation.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
just saying.
but I'm saying you gotta think we run off electricity, all that bullshit too.
You know what I'm waiting for? All right, and I don't know if I brought this up before, but one human cell can hold every piece of music on the planet
And some.
and some. One human cell.
But yeah, we dumb than the motherfucker in all reality.
That's crazy.
Well, just like
One,
your muscles and things of that
once they
nature, they
perfect,
say have feelings. Like
yeah,
your heart actually has feelings. It's not just a saying like you can die from being heartbroken. Your heart
yeah, you
has
can,
memories. Just
yeah,
like your muscles, you walking and talking every day, your muscle remembers to do that.
yeah,
It's muscle memory. And but the feelings part is what trips me out. If you
yeah,
understand what I mean by
yeah.
feelings, I'm like
I understand. Yes,
consciously a
I understand
feeling,
what you're
a
saying.
thought.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy to me.
Oh, your body remembers shit, man. Like
Oh yeah.
if you caused your body some harm,
Oh
your
yeah.
body remembers that
Or if
harm.
you get close to that situation again, it'll remind you, like, hey,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, don't do that.
Right. Yeah,
You know what I
no,
mean? So yeah, I feel what you're saying on that. You know what I
that,
mean? Because I've experienced it.
yeah, that's a trippy thing that I found out. I was
You
like,
know what I
that's
mean? But
fucking crazy.
man, just think once they figure out the biometric computer, like that runs off of cells and because we're growing cells in labs, man. Like
Well, yeah, we're growing like ears on our skin to put on our body. We're
yeah,
growing all kinds of shit, noses, fucking all that shit, hearts, shit, all
that's
kinds of.
crazy.
Pretty soon we're gonna have spare parts we can just order. Do you want the name brand parts or the cheap parts that ain't gonna last so long?
You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'll buy the cheap part right now and save up for the good
I
parts.
mean, they're already genetically modifying children in the womb, blue eyes, blonde hair, anything, shit like that. They can
That's
already
crazy to me
change
too.
genetic code, so they're not far from cracking a complete genetic code. Then we're just gonna be fucking building humans.
All right, all right, here we go. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit here. All right,
Rabbit hole.
remember, yeah, rabbit hole.
Our
Remember when I
graveyard
said,
shift.
remember when I said we, been reset a few times and humanity's restarted and this and that.
But what most commonly resets though?
Self-destruction.
Yeah, but what resets? What is reset?
Reset, like the population starts over. You
Restart, reset. Just think about the words, bro, and then think about
I'm
everything
thinking about
revolved around that actually does that in this world. Tell me what resets or restarts in this world. There's only a few things.
machines, computers.
Exactly. That
I
brings
mean,
me back.
but do you feel what? See, we're in a loop now. We are in a loop. You know what I mean? But
Somebody up there got a.
yep.
If you
That's
know,
old
you
school.
know.
That's old school. Man, that's crazy though. But I mean, you feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we self-destructed the simulation.
Yeah. We overheat.
You know what I mean? And we needed a reboot.
Right.
And hey, if that's the case, man, we've done rebooted a few times.
Yeah, well, some of the old programming stuck around.
All right, let's talk about this, man. All right, we dropped two big bombs.
It's the bomb.
Like
I know you
back
hear
in,
me coming,
I
here
mean,
I
you know,
come.
I'm not gonna mention where we dropped them bombs, but
Right.
they were some nukes. Nobody retaliated. You're gonna tell me nobody retaliated.
It's not that they didn't retaliate, they didn't have much left to retaliate with, and they probably seen that shit, and other countries probably seen that shit, and we even seen that shit, and we was like, oh, none of us should be fucking with that shit. We
But
gonna blow.
everybody has them.
Yeah,
Everybody has them.
everybody has them, but everybody also knows if you shoot one and somebody else shoots another, it's done. We're done. It's
You know what I mean?
the whole world's
That's a
kamikaze.
reset. Yeah, that's a reset.
That's probably that's one of the theories they say will reset, or fucking California falling in the ocean and causing a big ass tsunami and catches so much speed and height around the world that it just,
Yeah, it's gonna put everything underwater,
right. And cowabunga, dude.
pretty much. But
Dodge buildings
I
and
don't know,
shit.
man. Like you don't ever think about that. Like we dropped two major fucking bombs.
Yeah, there's still fucking animals coming out with three eyes and people all fucked up from it.
And we did countless tests. All right, man. I was watching this documentary, and then when they did the first experiment where humans can see
Right.
what the bomb looks like,
Yeah.
they had all these Navy soldiers get on this battleship,
Yeah.
and they said, all right, face away from the explosion.
Right.
They dropped this explosion miles and miles and miles
Yeah.
and miles. Like it was like 60 miles away.
But each time it had a bigger effect than they thought it would.
Yeah, so they dropped this, and they're facing away from the explosion, and these people said they say cover your eyes.
They could see
and
their bones
they
and
could
like,
see their bones.
yeah, through their
when they dropped the
eyelids
bomb.
and skin. Yeah, I'm hip.
That's crazy.
That's power,
And,
bro.
and we wanted to drop more of those.
Well, we did
We did, but
until we, bless their
until we
souls,
seen what the fuck it
till
did.
we wiped the whole fucking country off the map with one of them.
All right, do you know the bomb didn't even hit the ground
Mm-hmm.
when we dropped those two bombs?
Yeah.
Neither of those bombs hit the ground.
Mm-mm.
They exploded 500 feet above the ground
Yeah.
and caused mass destruction.
No,
Wipe them cities off the map.
that shit was catastrophic.
Like that's bananas to me, man. Like
Oh shit, we've been on for an hour and 13 minutes.
we've been rabbit holing for an hour.
But nah,
Oh,
I don't
that's
know.
funny.
It could be anything. It could
I don't
all,
know.
I think it's a lot to take in. It's a lot. It could be, there's a lot of theories, I guess, is how you could put it, of how things are and what makes what and what resets and what don't and where we came from and what the pandemic really is, what epidemics are really about, things of that nature.
I think we're headed for a reset.
You think? So we ain't got another 7,000 fucking 979 years.
Well, if we're slick about it, we do stay prep and prepare for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I can live off the land, man. I know how to grow vegetation and stuff.
I feel it.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. That's what it feels like to me, man. Like the world is not the same place,
No.
since
I feel like we
pandemic.
reset since I was born. Shit has changed so much
Yeah.
and rapidly.
Honestly.
Real
Honestly, yeah.
more than it did in the times before us. It's changed like tenfold more rapidly.
And we did a show about that, man. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy how much technology advanced in a short time period.
Yeah.
In a 20-year time span.
It seemed like it's been a long time, but it hasn't.
It hasn't.
Shit like this took us hundreds of years, thousands to even get here.
Yeah.
And now it's doing it in 10, 20 years.
Yeah. and that's
That's scary.
from the time I was born to, I'd say the 90s, that was a technological boom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the 90s to the 2000s, that was another huge surge forward. That's a 10-year time span.
Yeah.
90s to 2000s. That another big gigantic boom.
Yeah. I agree.
You know what I mean?
It's about to happen again too.
Yeah. I mean, every 10 years, we get.
I think we're about to sign off. I got a little one about to sound off.
I heard that.
But remember, we do this every Friday on GraveYard shift at 11 o'clock. Remember, if you got subjects you want to talk about, get in our inbox or in the comments, let us know. Remember, get in the comments. We like to hear others' opinions on some of the subjects we talk about. Other than that, I got the little one about to sound off, so I'm going to feed and burp her and do daddy daycare things. But we're going to end it out like we always do. Tell them peace.
Peace.
Remember, like, share, subscribe.